Got my bags airing out. I had to back in first with my tandems forward and then slide because this box would get taken out if I try to pull out like this. More than likely, because I have no idea how people that are like lowered back, because look at this. Low life. This is a really stupid spot to back because this building screws it up. Really an ugly spot. But yeah, delivering to lawn care facilities. Got a 4-dropper in St. Louis. I have 2 more left. And then I'm just gonna go drop my trailer for a pickup. And then just pick it up tomorrow and go to Louisville. Tomorrow evening delivery. But yeah, it's pretty chilly out. And yeah, hopefully they get unloaded quick. It's only 5 pallets here. 2 more drops so I can get going, and I have till 3 o'clock to get these out. So hopefully it happens. But yeah, let's catch you in a bit, get rolling. So if you do find yourself in a situation like this and you don't want to wait for that air to air up so you can slide, lock your tractor brake and bump up your idle, and then it'll build up your air much quicker, and then you can just lock it up and slide. Otherwise you'd probably be here for a minute at a low RPM, whatever it is, like 400 or something, 300 at idle. You have it at 1,000, you can hear it. Those bags are raising up. But yeah, we're empty, just waiting for that to slide. We have half an hour to our next delivery, and I think the other one's half hour from there, so we should be good. Shouldn't be bad. This light here died. This is that new. Check this out, that auto turn on. Probably can't tell, but it actually comes on. It's a ground issue in the rear. Other than that, I mean, all the lights are on. Yeah, this truck's a mess. I haven't even bothered to keep this thing clean, honestly. Just the weather's been nasty. I've just been walking in here in my boots. So it was just kind of like whatever, one of those weeks where you're just like, screw it. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this thing to hit 125. Or, yeah, 125. And then pull up a little bit, and then try to slide. Should be good. Let's slide and get out of here. I mentioned diff lock a lot, which is basically what this is. It makes your rear 2 axles basically like 4x4. Both of them are drive. Not all of the trucks nowadays have that. A lot of these new Cascadias and stuff, they only have 1 drive. And when you're in places like this, you can get stuck. So just like companies will cheap out on a little bit of money to save on that, but when that driver gets stuck at a truck stop not being able to park or something, then they gotta call a tow truck. Yeah, that freaking box is low. That is steep. You can see my axles at like a freaking 45. Hop in there, put the seal on and get going. All right, we're good. The nice thing about this load is it was super light, and to be honest, that's kind of like part of the reason why I took it. I don't mind multi-drops, but I always ask like where they're going. I like Sam's Club multi-drops. They're super quick, easy docks. And obviously, if they pay, they gotta pay for a multi-drop to be worth doing a multi-drop. It's gotta be paid significantly more than, you know, loads on the board. Your regular load, you know? Like, I'll have brokers calling me, giving me a tanker endorsed load rate, same as like a regular load rate, and I'm like, then I'm not gonna haul tanker load for the same price I can get a regular load. And like, that doesn't make sense. Why would I go get tanker endorsed and drive that sketchy load to get paid same money? That's just stupid. And some brokers take that stuff personal. They're like, it's not my fault your company gave you a crappy load to stick someone with. It's definitely gotten chilly. No snow, so everything is good. As long as there's no snow, it's fine. Soon I'm gonna start parking in this one yard and just pay monthly for electricity and plug my truck in when it starts getting more cold. And also, I think sometime very, very soon I'm gonna drop this thing off to get my transmission looked at, because the little grinding gear sound randomly on reverse, I'm not a fan of. I don't know, at the same time, get my clutch checked out. The clutch was done like 2 years ago. I don't know if that's a lot or not for a clutch, but clutch seems fine. Transmission, it grinds in reverse at random times, especially like if you're going up a hill, backing up on a hill. And obviously the heavier you are, so I just need to get that out the way, take an L, pay for it, and move on. And I also need to get four tires for the trailer, and then I need steer tire. They're both new, but that one started getting eaten up. I replaced the shock, and then I'm gonna get a new steer and 2 drive. So definitely looking for a nice chunk of change to do all that. You know, but I mean, loads have been solid. I've been hustling and running these loads and making some solid money, at least solid to me, to each their own. So it's not like this truck is just eating my money up and not making me any money. It is what it is. Obviously, it would be nice to not spend any additional money into the truck. However, it's a 21-year-old truck. It's just part of the game, you know. Definitely done a substantial amount of work to this thing, though. Can't see if it's green. This thing is filthy. That's a big yard. This is a Bosnian dude, EJA Trucking. It's just so amazing to me to know that a lot of immigrants came to this country with nothing. Literally, like, not a dollar in his pocket, and just set to work hard and be smart and open something, and he's got a 100 truck company. And that's not a rare story to see. It's a lot of them, and I think that's the beauty of this country, really, is that if you do want to work and you do want to hustle to make it happen, it can happen. Because other countries, I'm sure if you grew up here and you've never really been outside the States, you may not realize how well we have it here. But trust me, we have it really, really well. Is there problems here too, and inequality, injustice, etc., etc.? Yeah, of course, but still, at the end of the day, like, the opportunities you have in this country are just absolutely amazing. the main thing trucking has really done for me is it made me realize that I don't ever want to work for someone again. It just like being self-employed, being truly your own boss is just it just like there's no part to it really. It's a great thing, because if I want to hustle a little bit more this week, put in a little bit more work, and then next week I just take off, I can do that. The only person really in control of how much you make and where you make it is you. You don't have a manager or whoever that you have to beg to pick up an extra shift, or you have to request 3 months in advance to get a day off and things like that. I don't ask anyone for a day off. That's the thing. Like, I just take a day off. That's truly the beauty of it. And some people love that. It might not be for everyone, because some people want to be told what to do. They don't want to have to make those choices. So it's like I said, it's not for everyone. But if you are an entrepreneurial type of person, I think trucking definitely has a lot of opportunity for you. Is it easy? No, it's not. Is there potential? Yes, big time. Look at all these freaking warehouses getting built. That's crazy. It's just so amazing to see people like opening businesses. Like right here, this Hayes Motors, they're flipping cars, they're making money. Like, there's so many ways to make money nowadays, and like the easiest thing is to just ask others for money, but like to create something on your own and to hustle and make it happen, like that's the beauty of it. It feels amazing to do something, and then you like just sit down and you're like, man, like I did this, you know? Like, this truck might not be anything crazy or special to people, but to me, like, I love this truck more than some 2021 Peterbilt, like, because this is mine. Like, I did this. I saved up money, I bought this thing, I paid for this thing, I fixed this thing. Like, it's just that sense of pride in something that you do that, you know, unfortunately some people just don't have for the equipment that they pull, and you know, they'll never really understand that feeling, unfortunately. But trucking, definitely, being a company driver and being an owner operator are just completely two different ball games, like in every aspect really. So I would say, if you are a company driver, because I myself was in a place where I was wanting to quit. I did not like trucking because mainly I was not making the money I thought truck drivers were making, but I was a company driver, you know? And a lot of these folks start working for these big companies, and I don't blame them. People quit because they start working and this company promises them like everything, and then they start working and the company keeps them out for a month, puts them home for 2 days, and they're miserable. Plus, on top of that, they're making like 40 cents a mile. Like, that is not good money. But unfortunately, like, those are the things you have to go through in order to become an owner operator. It's just how it is. Like, you can't just go and buy a truck. I mean, you could, but that's just risky. Or your insurance is high, everything is high, you don't have experience. So I mean, you just have to become a company driver, do that, and you know, hustle up, save money, and then become an owner op. I'm picking up right here. That's the crazy thing, is I'm here right now, and then I have to go 50 miles away. Not 50, probably like, well, I will make 50 between the two deliveries, and then I have to come back here, drop the trailer, and then I'm just gonna go home. My load doesn't deliver until tomorrow night. which works out perfectly for me, and they pay solid money for the load. So it's like, hell yeah. People always ask, like, what do you pay? How much this? How much that? Like, I've pulled $1.50 loads. I've pulled $5 a mile loads. I'll pull whatever's on the board. Like, I'm not like those people who are like, oh, I only make $10 a mile. Like, no, like, the load I just did, I round tripped $3.50 a mile on 1,800 miles because I left early. And then the load I just booked, because it's a 2 to 6 hour drop trailer for pickup, and it delivers tomorrow evening, which works out perfect for me. The load is 260 loaded miles. I got paid $2,000 on it. With my deadhead and everything, it's probably like $310. Still, just under $7 a mile. And it just, people will make those thumbnails like, oh, booking $7 a mile runs, this and that. And I don't really talk about prices because that crap gives people a wrong idea of what to expect in the trucking industry, because people think, oh, you're just gonna make $5 a mile every load, and you're not, and then they get disappointed. Or then they start working and then they're just blowing through their money, and then loads go to crap and you can't even get $2 a mile, and they're broke and equipment breaks down, and then they're like, oh well, crap, like what do I do? So run it when the loads are there. Even if you got money, you need to run it like you're broke. That's what I learned. And save the money, really. There's no other way about it. But like I said, trucking gives you a huge opportunity to do things in life and be that entrepreneurial individual, like own real estate, try to open another business, etc., etc. That nothing else will give you. And if you do want to work, you will make money, but it's useless to make money if you're not going to be smart about it. Like me personally, I got into trucking so I can have a better life outside of trucking. And I don't know, like a lot of people will do it for the same reason, but then they get into trucking and the year one they go buy a $100,000 Hellcat or whatever, and then like when loads are horrible, they're forced to run those loads just to pay those bills. And the main thing I've learned is, if you don't have to, don't get those loans. Only get the loans that pay you back money. Like, buy assets with loans. Buy an asset that will pay you back money. Like, you know, real estate, rent it out, pays for itself. Hell, go buy a car, rent it out on Turo, pays for itself. Things like that. But, you know, I'm not saying if that car is not what makes you happy, if that is truly what it takes for you, then by all means, go for it. Buy that car. If that's what makes you happy, amazing. I'm happy for you. But when 10, 20, 30 years later, you get tired of this crap and you don't want to work, but you have to keep working because you are knees deep in debt, well, you're the only person to blame. So it is what it is. Just kind of blabbering. I'm not exactly an experienced individual. I'm not exactly a wise individual that went through a lot of things in life, but I try to learn and absorb like a sponge, and try to do things in life that make sense. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's a pretty nice classic over there. I mean, like, you know, it's just like, just imagine, you know, like I talk about real estate a lot because to me it just makes sense. Like, let's say you're 23, you get into trucking, and let's say you you manage to buy 3 multiplexes. That's 12 apartments. And if you watch my other videos, I already talk about this, but let's say at 25 you start buying them. By 35 you get your third one, which I think is attainable if you're smart. And then let's say by 55 you pay them off. All of them are paid off. You fix them up to where they need to be. You got rents. Let's say rent at that point is $1,000 a month. You're talking about making $120,000 every month. You're not doing a thing. And being in that tax bracket, it makes sense. Just hire somebody, pay them $2,000 a month to maintain those 3 properties. I'm sure somebody would love to do it for $2,000 a month. There's not a lot of work, but at that tax bracket, in reality, you're only paying them like $1,400 a month. So you literally don't got to do a thing. They collect your checks, they maintain it, they fix, they do everything. You're talking about making $100,000. You know, it was more than $120K to start off. It was $12,000 a month, $144K, and now you're at $120,000 a year, not doing a thing. Not to mention, you're gonna have easily 1.5 mil to leave to your kids, and that's that generational wealth right there. I don't know, it just, things like that make you think, because it's something social media shows everywhere, like you need to do this, but people don't do it. And you know, it's missing out. And that's what I want to do, start with this first multiplex we got, hopefully get more, and create some retirement, because that 401k, they're selling you, and you're not going to live off that. And if you think you are, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're going to be 70 working in cash register at Walmart. Yeah, enough blabbering. Nothing exciting really going on. I'm just going to hit this delivery, go to the next one, drop, go home, call it a day. Thanks for watching, y'all, and hit the subscribe if you haven't. Ask away with any questions you may have. Catch y'all on the next one.